that even when we make plans, circumstances can sometimes get in the way unexpectedly. The question is, how do we respond when that happens? Even the best laid plans of mice and men go awry. That's from a poem by Robert Burns. You've probably heard it before, but truthfully, the question really is, when that happens, how do we respond? It's usually a fear-based response. For example, this was me about 5 weeks ago.
My 50s were full of awesome adventures, from walking across Spain to moving to Uruguay in South America and all these wonderful things that I did. And now that I'm in my 60s, just turned 62, I don't want that to stop. I've now reestablished myself in the United States, and I'm ready to start having some adventures again. So I did a thing. I entered into it's not a race, it's just a bicycle event, and it's called the Chilly Hilly because it's in the middle of winter and it's very hilly. And I've done it before 2 times, but that was like 22 years ago. 23 maybe? A long time ago. So I know what I'm getting into because I have done it before. But I'm 20 years older now, so today was the first day of a training ride. I have 6 weeks to get ready for the Chilly Hilly, so I hope you'll join me.
Oh, did I have my best laid plans all figured out. I had it down week by week, how many miles I needed to ride my bike to be ready for that Chilly Hilly. And then things went awry. This was me about 3.5 weeks ago.
And I have sort of like a training schedule to build up to that 33 miles at the end of February. So,
Okay, I was still pretty on track. I might have been a little bit behind, but I wasn't worried. I was doing it, and I think I was feeling pretty good about it. But then from just almost that moment forward, this was me about 2 to 3 weeks ago. Yeah, it snowed like a foot over the period of about a week's time. And I was shoveling and shoveling, and it was 20 degrees outside, and I was battling frozen water pipes and didn't get a lot of riding done for those couple of weeks. And then this was me just actually less than a week ago.
I've had the flu for like the last 4 days, and it's kept me off my bike. And even before that, it's been so snowy and freezing temperatures, and I just have not been able to get on my bike very much. So
Yeah, I ended up with the flu. You may or may not hear it in my voice. Even now, I feel a ton better, but I still am coughing and sniffling a little bit, and trying to decide now, if I go for a bike ride now, am I going to set myself back health-wise? Am I going to relapse? But now the Chilly Hilly is 1 week away. So my best laid plans have totally gone awry. And now I have to figure out how to respond. When I have a dilemma like this, nobody's counting on me. I'm going alone, so I can totally cancel and not worry about it. It's not something I have to do. But when I place myself in that decision making, and I think about how I will feel after that weekend, knowing lots of other people are going to actually follow through and do it, I will feel pretty disappointed. But when I place myself in the opposite decision making scenario, and I think, how will I feel at the end of that weekend if I did do it? Probably pretty sore and exhausted, and maybe a little embarrassed if I have to walk my bike up a hill or two. But I'll be pretty proud of myself for doing it anyway. So I think that's the scenario that I'm going to go with. And I had said in the beginning, if it was snowing on that weekend, that I would probably skip it. But Doesn't look like it's going to be snowing. It might be pouring down rain. That's forecasted. But you know what? It's going to be a great story to tell, and I'm going to feel better having done it than if I were to skip out on it. If you find yourself in a position such as this, especially in a position when you have chosen to put yourself outside your comfort zone and take a challenge, and you also have the option of bailing out on that challenge when the going gets tough, how will you respond? I think that the real question we are all asking ourselves in a situation like that is, am I the kind of person who can do hard things? Am I the kind of person who will follow through with what I said that I will do? Am I the kind of person who cares more about failing and what other people think, or cares more about the adventure and just giving it a shot? Well, I would rather be the kind of person that doesn't care what other people think, that doesn't care if I don't do it perfectly, and I would rather look back and reflect on the things that I did do than the things I didn't do. So, if you want to know some other reasons why positive risk taking is a good thing, then you're going to want to watch this video. The best laid plans gone awry. Let's see, how does it go? Gone awry, go awry, right?